Holy crap, what is up, comic fans?
What's up, everyone? We're back.
I'm Scott Russell.
Greatest road trip ever.
Dude, I don't know if it's my connection or if it's your camera, but one of the two is frozen.
Really?
No, now it looks like you're working for me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having a bad computer day.
Well, yeah.
We had a good weekend, though.
We had a great freaking weekend. It was awesome. So, for those of you guys who don't know, we decided to take a road trip to the Holy Land of comics, Mile High.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we drug along Joe. I think he was probably kicking and screaming through some of that, going, what are you guys taking me to? But and yeah, Landon came too. So
yeah, I brought my kid. Creepy as that sounds, it was nuts. Coming in from chat real quick. Looks like it is a little bit with your camera, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think it's StreamYard's just the same. StreamYard seems to be having some issues tonight, so please bear with us while we get through it. Andrew Dodger saying Matt's all blurry. Gypsy Leaf is saying Matt's camera's having a Monday. Yeah. It could be StreamYard's, guys. It is having a little case of the Mondays, if you know what I mean.
Well, on the bright side, they don't have to actually look at me anymore, which I'm sure most of them are probably, yeah, I saw that, Frey.
Oh.
Yeah, your camera's still working fine. I saw that.
Oh. Hi, Matt.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Sure it is. Yeah.
J. Smith Digiartist comes in to say, wow, they're still around. Absolutely. Killing it too, man. That's
yeah.
So much fun to go to. If you guys have never been there, make sure you try to make a pilgrimage once in your life.
About to say that. Oh yeah.
Dominic Colby says, before we get too far, Frey, do you have a children's backpack that you fit into? My idea is to use stirrups. I just mount stirrups to Matt's back, have him carry me around Yoda style. I think that would work. And speaking of which, this week is May the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
So not only did we take our pilgrimage, we are going to be celebrating all things Star Wars. Why? Because Star Wars is better than DC.
Oh, don't start that again.
Oh, okay. Star Wars is pretty rad, though.
Star Wars is awesome. I love me some Star Wars and some DC.
Andrew Dodge says it's a 14.5-hour drive for me. Otherwise, I would have just joined you at Mile High. Hey, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Can always fly, though. J. Smith Digiartist says, can the celebration start and end with episode 4? Yeah. I mean, you can do that. And then he says, just kidding. I like 4 through 6. I mean, I think everybody does. You know what I mean? So let's see. Rose Kirby also in the chat says, hey, good morning from Rose. Great video content, by the way.
What's up, Rose?
Really great to see you out of the studio. Thank you, guys. Love you all. We're not in the studio, actually. We are working from home. I just did the air quotes for working, and my boss probably watching, and this is probably the last video you're going to see me on for a while. No, yeah, so let's see here. Dominic Colby coming in saying, I've only seen episodes 1 and 4. Ooh, you got to do yourself a favor. You got to get caught up on that one, man. J. Smith Digiartist saying, I'm not going any further than 3 through 6. That is a man of sheer determination and conviction.
You know, there were some actually really great moments in 7, 8, and 9. Moments,
he says.
I did actually like what they were trying to do with episode 8. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, no, time to kill this dude. No, actually, there were some really good parts in it. I liked what they were trying to do, where it wasn't just the Skywalker lineage. It was anybody could potentially have the Force. So yeah.
Well, it sounds to me like you've got a bit of an issue with the Skywalker lineage.
No, I just wanted to see more than just the Skywalkers be able to use the Force. Well, the Skywalkers and Yoda. Yeah.
I see how it is. I see how you want it to be, anyways. Well, let's see here. We just got to get this out of the way. Marvel came out with the sneak peek of the next generation of movies. We're going to go ahead. I've got that clip prepared. This is the commercial that they released. So we got to talk about this, guys.
Oh.
I love being with people. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
Yes, it is nice.
The world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change, we're all part of one big family. That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
That's right.
We're all part of one universe.
Wakanda forever!
That moves ever upward and onward to greater glory.
On your left. Avengers!
I've lived a lot of lives. But I'm done running from my past. We have unfinished business. Who's we? When you love something, you fight for it. We're the ones who changed everything.
Oh, I'm going.
I'm about as excited as it gets.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So there are some really, really cool moments in that. Like I love how they actually did that scene where they're in the theaters watching. It brought back that whole like, man, I really do miss the theaters, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be rad. And if you didn't shed a little bit of a tear, you know what I mean, with Bozeman saying like Wakanda forever and getting all, yeah.
So
Oh,
speaking
man.
of which, yeah, they put that Wakanda Forever in the trailer and gave a release date. I'm still trying to figure out how they're going to do it because they said they're not going to recast. They're not going to bring in any CGI or anything like that. So, what are they going to do?
Probably bring in Snyder.
Hey, Come on now, man. No, like I'm serious. I'm looking forward to it because the first one was so well written and the acting was just on point. And yeah,
I think they'll do really well with it, to be honest with you. I mean, they've got enough content coming from the comics that I think they can follow it up really well. You know, so I think it'll work. I'm crossing my fingers, at least. So let's see here. Rose Kirby in chat says it only takes 3 days to watch all 11, talking about Star Wars. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
We got House Lorbridge coming in saying, good evening. What's up, Lorbridge? Thank you for joining us. Got Dominic Colby saying, I'm not sure what that Eternals thing is, but that caught my attention. The Eternals was the oldest of the Marvel team-ups. If you don't think about it that way. Not chronologically, but
the children of the what were they called again? The Celestials,
it's
right?
been so long since
I know. That's the movie I wasn't too excited about really at all until that trailer just popped up. And yeah, I gotta say, I'm kind of wanting to watch it now.
Well, we got Jay Smith Didyard saying snazzy video, but I'm going to ask what we should all be asking. When are we getting a new Howard the Duck movie?
Oh, yes.
Talk about a classic release that truly stands the test of time. Howard the Duck is not it, but it is great if you want to come back and watch it.
Rocks, man. I love that movie as a kid. But this recently they had Seth Green doing the voice for Howard the Duck. So I think he should take a little bit of time off of that new MODOK show and just go ahead and full on make a Howard the Duck movie.
I think you should watch your mouth, and I think MODOK should do at least 10 seasons because that trailer also looks amazing. We actually can't throw that trailer up, though, or we'll probably get flagged and removed on Facebook immediately.
As Jared likes to say, copyright stroking.
Yep. Min says they all look better than the original Justice League. Hell, even Matt's camera right now looks better than the original Justice League.
Hey! What, did they CGI my mustache away?
I mean, might as well with how blurry it is. Rose Kirby says, isn't it strange the Avengers Endgame was only 2 years ago? Doesn't time fly? I mean, less so if you were a part of the snap. Think about it.
Yeah.
Just saying. I think they could have voice actor this, or could get a voice actor that sounds like Chadwick. They could, but I don't think they would go that far. I feel like that would be kind of a slap in the face to his memory, you know. But then again, who knows? Look at what they've done with Star Wars and bring back old characters that you thought, couldn't or shouldn't be brought back. So let's see. J. Smith Digiartist says HTD is fun. Andrew Dodge is back that quick. Very nice, man. Back just that quick. J. Smith Digiartist says. Cheesy E says, yo, watching on Twitter because Twitch got suspended.
Uh-oh.
That ain't good, Cheesy.
What'd you do?
Got Leslie in chat saying, hey, guys, what's up, Leslie?
What's up?
So, yeah, over this weekend, we decided, well, via Facebook, we got into an argument, first of all. And suddenly that argument blew up rather quickly to the point that...
Let me explain something about this argument. First off, you should never, under any circumstances, drink and Facebook at the same time.
And I'll follow that up with the fact that Rob Liefeld actually called Matt out for one of his comments about
he did.
If Marvel steals from DC. So keep that in mind that that happened. And no, I'm not joking.
No, he did. He
that
did.
Legit
totally
happened. Did. So we got into an argument on what's better, Marvel or DC. We decided there's really only one way to quantify this argument to a successful end once and for all of fandom, really. We do this for you guys. You know what I mean? We do
this was all sacrifice for you.
Total personal sacrifice for you. We decided to jump into a car, grab our boss and my son, throw them in the back seat because clearly they were comfortable the whole time, and drive 9.5 hours to and from Denver, Colorado, so that we could visit Mile High Comics. Now, we've got a video that'll be getting uploaded some point tonight that's got kind of everything clipped together roughly. We took a lot of footage. We just threw a rough cut together, so don't be too judgmental about that. But we do have a few of those clips ready to go here. We can kind of go over it and talk about everything that's happened. See what kind of comments we get from chat. See what you guys think on each of these things. So I've got to start out the way any great road trip does, which is handle the auxiliary cord and specify just how important that thing is before you get in a vehicle for 9.5 hours. So I'll let you guys see exactly what happened here.
Matt never thought about me riding shotgun and being in charge of music. DC still better.
We finally agree.
Bro, this is the 7th time you played the Batman theme.
DC is better. Classic. No. Don't you know?
Okay, to be clear, I feel like he tricked me by sliding Prince in to make me vulnerable. And then he hit me with the Batman theme song on repeat.
And it was so worth it.
That's the kind of stuff used by Guantanamo Bay. Dominic Kobe asks, what was the total number of times the Batman theme was played on the entire trip? I don't know, but it haunts my dreams.
I can't even count, honestly. That's also my ringer on my phone. So, you know, there was, even when we weren't sitting in the car, every once in a while it would go off. So,
Cheesy E says, pros and cons, Marvel dominates a movie scene due to how brilliantly intertwined it all is. But DC dominates the anime movie scene.
I'd agree with that.
It's interesting talk.
I noticed you skipped one. What happened to this comment?
Oh, I don't know. Andrew Dodge is coming through really blurry. We must be inside of a tunnel. The artist says, one thing off the jump, I'll give DC over Marvel. They might have the best music theme ever with Batman and Batman Returns. Of course, he says that right where we're playing it. Laura Bridge is laughing. She says, what the hell, boys? We're CCR. Not mad, just disappointed. Oh, we got to it. Because I took back control. We had a little bit of John Denver. We had some CCR in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, we made sure it was good to go. One thing that we did find, though, that was interesting, we can't play this because of copyright, but the DC Metal soundtrack is actually available on Spotify, even though previously they said they weren't going to be releasing it stateside.
I was kind of excited about that.
If you guys have Spotify, it's kind of a cool little soundtrack. It's not really a soundtrack. It's like the top 40 of metal songs over the last, 4 years.
Yeah.
Basically like 12 Avenged Sevenfold songs in a row.
But the one thing I didn't understand at all, and you pointed it out actually, why in God do they have Iron Man in there?
I have no idea. But legit, Iron Man is a part of the DC theme. Whatever, man. We're used to them stealing all their brilliant ideas. Went out in music as well. T3 Comics comes in to say, hello, boys. What's up, T3?
Hey.
So let's see. A little bit further than that, we get to Mile High. We're doing the thing. If you guys want more details, Matt's actually writing up a blog right now about everything more specifically. We're just covering some of the footage that we took here. But we decided to do a little bit of a scavenger hunt while we were there.
That was so fun.
Yeah, we figured that this would help us come to terms.
Before we get into that, though, guys, if you could like, share, subscribe, do all that kind of fun YouTube stuff, you will receive 7 years of good luck. So
it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you subscribe right now, there's a chance that Matt's hair may grow back.
There's a chance for that?
Very small.
Everybody, please like and share and subscribe and stuff. I miss my hair.
So one of the first ones that we did was to find our own first comic while we were at Mile High. Now, each of these videos has myself, has Matt, and has my son, Landon, in each of them. Why didn't we get Joe to do it? Well, I don't know. Maybe should we start with that? Should we start with why Joe's not included in all these other videos?
Sure.
Cool. All right. Well, let's show what Joe was doing almost the whole time. This is the outtakes. Frey here with Crypto Comics. We are on our way to Mile High in Denver. And unfortunately, Jared just caught on to the fact that we're not in the office. Jared was pissed. Hooky a little bit this week. So if you guys do us a favor, try to make sure Jared doesn't get too mad at us. We'd appreciate it. We got Matt, we got Landon, we got Joe working in the back there. So yeah, we're about to answer once and for all. What is superior? Marvel or DC?
DC.
I say Marvel.
Oh my gosh, I forgot my Marvel.
Go.
You guys ever go into your local comic book shop and run into the guy that acts like it's a public library? You buy it first, Matt.
For shame, dude.
Anyway. Send reinforcements. World's largest comic book store, and this guy sits on Twitter.
I know, right? I know. I have to share that. That's so cool. Look at that. Look at that.
Right, fine. We'll look. Look at that. What are we looking for up here? Oh, okay. Yeah,
To be fair, that was a pretty cool Nightcrawler.
It's gonna jump down on you.
it might.
Watch out.
I don't know. What do you think of Mile High, Joe?
Oh, it's pretty damn cool.
You have to unmute yourself,
We're
Matt.
having a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's absolutely
Fine, I'll unmute
My
myself.
son's gonna go back to school and tell his friends he worked all weekend at Mile High.
It wasn't bad.
Slacker.
It's actually better than skipping school on Friday.
Okay, whoa. All right, for the record, he didn't necessarily skip school. We checked him out. You know what I mean? All right.
That kid's always trying to get me in trouble.
Mile High.
What's up, everyone?
We figured it out. You want to tell him?
Yeah.
All right. The answer to the age-old question of who is better, Marvel or DC, has been solved.
It doesn't matter who the publisher is. It all comes down to the character and the story.
And the fact if you have hair.
What?
Right?
Hey, no.
If you have hair, you win.
It's true.
So, yeah, all the staff down at Mile High was like, look, we're not going to go on camera and say which one's better, but our answer is neither. And it was like, oh, what do you mean? So, yeah, that was the answer that was pretty much universally given down there.
That's true. That's true. I mean, basically, it comes down to the different creators, the different the different characters, different story arcs, and the fact that all of the indie comics beat DC. Hands down.
And Marvel.
I mean,
yep.
All right. So one of the things that we did was we want to do a little bit of a scavenger hunt. So we tried to find our Grail. We'll play that one right now.
All right, guys. Frey Crypto Comics here. We're at Mile High. We're still doing this scavenger hunt. Next step up, find your Grail. If price didn't matter, if availability didn't matter, that one book that you've always had your eye on, that you just absolutely needed to justify having a fourth mortgage to have it in your collection. You know what I'm saying, little Frey? Yeah. Matt, what are you doing?
I'm looking at my Grail.
That's just a single original artwork, Matt. That's not a Grail.
Yes, it is.
What is this? This is the first kiss between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
The original art by Chad Hardin?
It's Chad Hardin.
Yeah, but that's not the Grail. Just because him and Jeremy Young made Temerity and
it counts. It counts.
You guys let us know in the comments if that counts.
Now you guys can see how often he yells at me.
I feel like he's cheating.
It counts.
Yo, Lil Frey, back again, coming at you. My Grail is Batman, A Death in the Family. This is the comic book of the death of Jason Todd, or also known as Robin. But yeah, that is my Grail.
Alright, right here with my Grail. I've got two Grails. One is Devil in a Ball. Actually don't have it here. Kind of surprising, right? I'm sure there's probably one stashed away somewhere. But this is the secondary. Fantastic Four, number 48. This is the intro of Galactus. And everyone knows why this is as important to Frey as it is. Because Galactus is everything.
Found it, guys. Avengers number 4.
Ooh.
The reintroduction of Captain America when they finally all came together.
Very nice.
But because I am a DC fan, one of these two. Either one will do.
That is pretty
Notice
ridiculous.
that Matt's Grail is a Marvel book. And then he's like, oh, wait, but I'm a DC fan, so let me point out a Green Arrow book.
Whoa. You know what? Okay. When we get into the first comic book, we'll talk about that. Okay? We'll bring that back up.
All right. Let's just pull that up right now. Let's see.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Hey, guys. Frey, Matt, Little Frey, here with Crypto Comics. We're still here in Mile High, and we figure why not have a little bit of fun. Since we're here already. So we're going to go through and do a bit of a scavenger hunt. Matt, what are we doing on this one?
So we're going to find our first comics that we've ever had in our life, and then in the follow-up video, we'll tell you exactly why it's important to us.
Yeah! Alright, I got mine. Mighty Thor 338, second appearance of Beta Ray Bill. First time Thor gets his ass whooped.
Can we talk about how epic of a first comic that truly is? You know what I mean?
And this,
great childhood,
my friends, is the beginning of the epic storyline where Thor was no longer worthy of Mjolnir. Who doesn't have this in their collection? Everyone should. Everyone should.
Alright, Crypto Comic fans, it is Lil Frey here. My first ever comic book was Alan Moore's Batman, The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
I got this because Big Frey got it for me for Comic-Con, from Comic-Con.
Why you guys say Big Frey? Is it a fat joke?
No, it's just funny because he's a Marvel fan and he bought me a DC comic.
This kid's full of shit. This is bullshit. I don't even know this kid. You're golden.
The first comic I've ever had in my life. I went to a comic store while I gotten lost as a little kid.
He gets lost as an adult too.
I ended up in a comic book store. I was 5 years old. I started crying. And the guy who worked there gave me this comic. And, you know, I get home that night and I'm like, Mom, read it to me. She was like, no, learn to read. So I learned to read just so I could read this comic. And it was stolen from me in 2003. So this comic right here has a lot of sentimental value. So I found mine.
Oh, it was a Kodak moment for Matt.
I started to get a little choked up making that video.
Oh, geez. Chat's coming in. JD Smith JR says, I don't even know how y'all can recall your first comic. Oh, yeah, no problem here. I still have it. Rose says, so basically, who has the most comics? Who's been out there more years than you can think of? Not just the 11 years it took Marvel to do 23 films. No, because I'll be honest with you. I think over the last 2 decades, indie creators have come up with far superior storylines, characters, character development. Yeah, there are a couple that I really do like from Marvel or DC or, you know, Image or Dark Horse or anything like that. You know, Cosmic Ghost Rider,
Oh.
But at the same time, like, you've got indie books that just absolutely kill it. You got Tom Rapka's Death Dwells is absolutely rad, and his upcoming book Aurora looks really, really cool. Super interesting take on the story.
Speaking of Tom Rapka, if you want to talk about like a good writer, man, that Death Dwells, it's so dark and eerie, and you just feel isolated reading it. But then you flip it, and that's so petty.
Yep.
I mean,
super lighthearted.
Oh, yeah. And I swear to God, every single issue that he comes out with that, I'm like, I remember having that conversation with my wife.
Well, and then you've got other creators too, like Temerity.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know, or Dreamkeepers, for that matter. Like, those two, I swear to you guys, read those two now, because either both or at very least one of those is going to become a very, very large IP. I mean, there's just no question about it. You know, I would put, you know, Temerity up against anything that the big three are coming out with.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I would put Dreamkeepers. I mean, I'm not really much of an anthropomorphic fan. And I love Dreamkeepers. I love the idea of the story. I love the idea that every person has like this mirrored, you know, version of themselves in this other world, you know, figuring out if yours would be a good guy or a bad guy, if they'd be neutral, like how the characters really vary from that aspect, that, you know, nobody's ever full good or full evil. You know what I mean? To borrow from D&D, you definitely have chaotic good and chaotic evil, and you've got, you know, everything in between. And and it's quite interesting. Let's see. Cheesy E says, so here's something. Out of the two, who has more characters that people like, and then compare the two? You can do that, but the problem there is that most characters from DC or from Marvel are borrowed in between the two. You know what I mean? So,
like, I mean, I'll be honest. When I was posting a bunch of Marvel ripoffs of DC characters, DC did the same thing. I mean, they tried to. Elongated Man is an obvious ripoff of Mr. Fantastic and stuff like that. So.
And then DC's got stuff like Dog Welder, where Marvel just goes, why?
I can't rip that off. Dog Welder was a really odd comic, by the way.
Cheesy says everyone seems to have the same answer, character, and backstory. Well, in the fold, that's really what matters in comics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dominic Colby coming in saying, I always assumed Matt was bald by choice.
Well, okay. Parts of my head, parts of my head are bald by choice, but then there are some parts that I got that principal look going, you know?
Yeah. Principal assailant. J.D. Smith Digiartist says 9 hours for a non-answer, 9.5 each way.
And it was worth it.
100% worth it. Absolutely. Let's see. And then he says, M. Scott says, I'll be honest, then goes on to say DC is awesome. Lies. Cheesy says, okay, so narrow it down to original characters, which are not knockoffs, like Spider-Man or Batman. You could do that. That could be an interesting argument.
Spider-Man was actually a ripoff as well.
Oh, he was not.
And so was Batman.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
Both of them. Oh, yeah.
Dude, now you're sounding like Jared going down conspiracy theory.
No, it's not a conspiracy theory. So the original idea for Spider-Man was actually taken from a Halloween costume. So the costume came long before the comic. And it was originally designed by Jack Kirby. And he was given the Halloween costume and be like, turn this into a comic. When they didn't like his design.
I have seen interviews with Stan Lee that goes against everything you're saying right now.
Okay. You're interviewing Stan Lee. I love the man to death, but
I'm just going to say I would trust the creator of Spider-Man over you on this.
Okay. Except for the costume came out 4 years before the comic ever did.
All right. You're going to have to prove this one.
Batman, it was a ripoff of what was it? The Shadow, I believe it was. It was like that first issue was taken directly from the Shadow.
Do you mean the first issue of Batman or the first Detective Comics issue?
Detective Comics 27.
All right. Well, before he continues to go on his tangents, the next thing we looked for is what book would we recommend most for a new reader? I'm going to play that role.
Right with Crypto Comics again here. Next up on the Mile High Scavenger Hunt, you know what it's going to be. What comic book do each of us recommend most for someone new into the hobby?
You already know who it is. Little Frey. Back again. Recommending comic books. I recommend any of these fabulous Spider-Man or any other Spider-Man. I mean, what do you have to do? It's just a comic book about Spider-Man. Why wouldn't you buy it or read it? Unless you can't read. No offense to people that can't read.
All right. I couldn't decide on one single comic to get people into it. So I have 300, which is a masterpiece. I love this one. But if somebody's new and just wants to get into the storyline, I have Batman Hush, which takes you through his interactions with all of his rogues gallery. So these are my two. I couldn't narrow it down to one.
All right, guys. Right here on the first book that I would recommend. I don't want to let anybody know under this secret, but Calvin and Hobbes. Everyone loves Calvin and Hobbes.
I totally won that argument.
You did. That one, yeah. All right.
Let it be known. Dry rules. Matt drools.
I gotta do this. Did Marvel copy Spider-Man from a 1950s Halloween costume? And here it is. You can see quite a few of the elements already.
Like what?
Oh, the red strip with the webbing, the spider in the middle, the mask. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't believe it. I'm gonna need to see some solid evidence. I'm gonna need to talk to somebody that worked on the book. You're just trying to be a DC fanboy again.
No.
Mm-hmm. That being said, while he's trying to prove himself right, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video out. It's the only way that Matt and his hair may once again become one. It's true. Just as true as his research into Spider-Man.
All right. Well, in all fairness, the Detective Comics, it was taken almost shot for shot from, what was it? The Shadow. So both were kind of ripoffs in the end. But that doesn't mean, that doesn't mean we love them any less.
Yeah, no, I think you're wrong. Let's see. Going into that, we'll skip over on to blog posts. As I mentioned, Matt's working on a blog post that goes through in detail of what happened this last weekend. But while you're waiting for that to come up, you can check out Not Just an NFT Part 1, going over the audio features of the system, as well as this bad boy, Best Indie Comics so far this year.
So this one was fun. This was actually just me going, not putting them in any particular order, but just going, hey, I love these. You guys got to check them out. This was actually recommended to me from Frey. Something is Killing the Children. And I read it. I loved it. So I had to pick up, the first and second volume while we're down at Mile High. That's the only comics I actually bought for myself while we're down there was Something's Killing the Children. So, and then Once in Future, it's kind of crazy story. It's hard to explain, but like it takes that whole librarian trope that we've been seeing a lot in the movies lately. It just really kind of flips it on its head. So yeah,
I haven't read that one.
It's kind of weird. It's really weird. Then of course Temerity. Love Temerity.
Yeah, Temerity is absolutely amazing. Plus, Matt and I are canon in the Temerity universe, so gotta support your boys. We happen to be wanted in the Temerity universe.
Yes.
Which marks at least one universe where we're wanted.
Should we give them a badge or something like that if they could find us in there?
Well, if people
at least tell us what page.
If people have watched the show, that's going to be easy for them to find it.
All right. Well, then we go to Noctera, which is Scott Snyder, Tony Daniel. I love their work together, and it's kind of a trippy story. Department of Truth. This one I had to put on there because, Jared. That's all I'm going to say, right? Every conspiracy theory is true in this book. And the Department of Truth is trying to suppress it and kind of why they're doing that and everything. It just, yeah.
It's like a modern day take on the Men in Black formula. Very cool.
But it is definitely written for Jared. Yeah. So, The Devil's Red Bride. That is a crazy story. So this lady becomes the leader of a samurai family, and it's nuts. It is so well written, and the art is phenomenal. Now, After the Rain is the next book that I put up there, and Bazil got me into the African comic book culture. I had never read a comic from Africa before, and this is somebody who's from the U.S. who goes back to find their roots. So, and there's a lot of like magical stuff going on in there. It's pretty fun. So,
Nice.
all right, should we jump to the other blog post?
Yeah, so not just an NFT part 1, audio features.
Yes.
This one holds a little near and dear to my heart because it's a feature that our reader has that nobody else has, at least that I've found anyways. And what that is the capability for creators to make soundtracks for their book, whether that be music that cues on with a page turn, whether that be a behind the scenes kind of, commentary, commentary by the artist explaining to you what they thought, things like that. There's a lot of future possibilities in this that I'm really looking forward to. There's a few books already using it, as you show. Yeah. There's Music Maker. There's
Music Maker. They have a soundtrack to theirs, which is, first off, it's an awesome soundtrack. But just the fact that you can actually queue up the music according to what page you're on is just so amazing. Then we have books like Adventures of Snell the Snail and Frantic Froggy by Gypsy Leaf, where she actually reads you the story, which I gotta say, my kids love it, which means I love it because I can just be like, here's a book, and they're like, oh, she'll read it to me, and I'm like,
I love it because Gypsy Leaf will read me to sleep when I'm scared.
When you're scared.
You can make fun of me all you want, Matt, but everyone needs a Thunder Buddy, okay? And Snell the Snell happens to be mine.
We're gonna sing the song?
I don't need to sing the song on a live broadcast. Okay? I'm just sharing it with the world that it's cool. You know what I mean? You can be 6'4" and 230 pounds and still find comfort in listening to a children's book. Okay?
All right.
Just saying.
So,
I'm still cool.
After that, we have like Cloud Scratcher, which is so cool because they actually do like a DVD commentary kind of thing, and it's really cool to see and get inside the mind of the creator. I love that. Absolutely love it. So,
and we learned a lot about that book that we didn't even have a chance to cover on the spotlight with Cody. So it's really pretty cool. Coming in from chat, we've got Gypsy Leaf saying, "It's okay, Frey. I'm always here for you. Always a click away. Gently pats Frey's head." Wait. That's sarcasm. Damn it. Pedro Comics says, "Pee in your pants is cool."
Andrew bringing out your inner Adam Sandler there. I love it.
Andrew Dodge says, "Kindle does offer music and narration also. It's just the audio is hosted by Audible. Theirs, however, is a little bit different because it's not directly amended to the book itself. So oftentimes you actually have to get the soundtrack and purchase it separately, or it doesn't queue up immediately with the book. I mean, not to toot our own horn, but ours is dramatically better."
Okay. I'm going to say why. David. Agreed. David he's definitely kind of a behind the scenes guy. We've tried to bring him out a few times, but I think we scare him sometimes.
I mean, Matt does.
I probably do.
But it's hard to tell.
I'm not the one threatening Matt to wax everybody's legs, Frey.
Hey, you know what? It's hard to tell sometimes if you're a human being or a shark because your head is so aerodynamic. You look like nature's killing machine. J. Smith Artist says, "For snobs who think comics are stupid, I would have to go with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That is a damn good recommendation for a first book."
Yeah.
That is real good. Actually, I'm probably going to steal that and use that for...
No, I still think your first book that you already picked out was perfect.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, well, let's jump over onto the news.
Not a whole lot going on.
Not a whole lot this week. I mean, aside from the announcements that we already went over. And chat, please let us know which of the Marvel shows that you're looking forward to the most coming out. Personally, Love and Thunder. Hands down. Love and Thunder. The new Spider-Man looks like it'll be pretty dope.
So the new Love and Thunder actually has Russell Crowe in it.
I love me some Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I guess from his house he can ride his bike to the Marvel Studios lot in Australia, and he was on set. So a couple people snapped some pictures and were like, "What the hell? Like, why is he hanging out with these guys?" And on his Twitter, he announced that he was actually in the movie. So,
no, that's cool. I did not know that. Well, let's jump over onto the news real quick here.
Okay.
Oh, geez. Hashtag Disney must pay.
So this one is kind of a weird one. Disney is doing everything they can to kind of avoid paying royalties for certain comic books and stuff. So people like Neil Gaiman, as you can just see from the title, they're kind of teaming up and saying like, dude, not cool, Disney. Not cool at all.
No.
Pay.
No.
A creator should be paid for their work. Okay. Nobody should be, putting out a book just so they can get their name out there, kind of thing. Like, man, we don't need to rip off these creators. Pay them what they're worth.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like this is a precedence that's been more recently set into the public eye, but this is something that's been happening
into the public eye, yeah.
Both Marvel and DC for a very, very long time. However, this kind of steps a bit too aggressively in that direction, I think. When you sign a contract as the creator, you're signing a contract. I get it. I understand that. You know what I mean? Do we personally agree with those elements that they're, are oftentimes hidden in those contracts? No.
Well, I can understand the whole work for hire. You got to get paid, up front. Otherwise, you can't live off hopes and dreams. You got to eat. But to come back and say, like, the residual income that these artists and writers should be getting, come on, man.
Right. And further than that, I mean, they're doing this at the same time that they're cutting a lot of stuff from canon, namely like the novels for Star Wars, for example, things like that. But then they turn around and use some key elements from those novels for the movies, which, I mean, it's got to be one way or the other. You know what I mean? And if they expect creators to continue pumping out this amazing stuff for them, I mean, let's be realistic. The creators have got to eat, man. They got kids to feed. You know what I mean? They've got families. Like, let's get some bread in their pocket. Let's get going. The last thing that we want to see is any of these large publishers go under. Don't get me wrong. But no matter how big Disney is, if Marvel starts going down this road that DC's found themselves at the end of, where they essentially just treat creators like shit, I mean, at some point, the fans are just going to realize, look, these creators are going to continue making badass stuff, and it doesn't necessarily have to have Star Wars on the cover for us to be excited.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to have Punisher on the cover for us to be excited. It doesn't have to have Batman on the cover for us to be excited. I mean, we as fans are more likely to follow the creator than we are the publisher.
Oh yeah, hands down.
I mean, yes, there's an argument here, but you can look at different creators like Rob. You know what I mean? You see Rob Liefeld and he's, yes, he's able to cash these giant, Deadpool movie checks. But let's be realistic, with as much trash as we all talk on him, the dude was, a part of Image being created. The dude has probably sold more comics, in books that nobody's even heard of than most creators will ever even have a chance to make. and he's always going to have a fan base because of that. And it doesn't matter what he works on, those fans are going to continue to support him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean that Deadpool is going to die. I mean, clearly Deadpool is alive and well,
Well, in all
without
fairness,
his
Deadpool
interaction.
has died probably every other issue.
Touche. But yeah, the biggest thing is that you've got these indie creators that are out here that are busting their asses, and I mean, we're right in the middle of a revolution where I think that the fans are going to follow the creators, and the creators are going to wisen up, and they're going to realize that they deserve to get paid. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, when you're talking about, we're going to follow the creators, not the publishers. One of the best Superman comics I've read in the last 10 years was outed on it. You can find it on Crypto Comics right now. I believe it's is it Starcross Comics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love that story, and there's a creator that loves the character so much that they actually did it justice. And yeah, it's obviously a Superman title. I love it. It just goes to show you we're going to follow the creators who are actually passionate about stuff.
Very much. Let me see here. Jumping back into chat. Rose says, talk about songs that you can dance to. Prince. Anything but Prince. Min Plock with a surprised emoji face. Rose Kirby says, how would you do a playlist A to Z of songs that you can dance to or cut your tunes? I don't think we'd ever agree on that. Me and Matt listen to entirely different types of music. Mine's good.
And mine's better. Don't start that again.
Yeah. You can basically scroll through TikTok and see Matt's top 40 playlist right now.
Oh, hell no.
JD Smith, Did Your Artist says, oops, I actually forgot Rayami is doing Doctor Strange 2. So it's between Doctor Strange 2 and Got G3. So he is doing that, but I have a feeling that he's also got a lot more to do with the new Spider-Man than people are leading us to all believe.
I think so too.
So
once again, though, that goes back to the best April Fool's prank ever.
Oh, Bruce Campbell.
Oh my God. Yeah.
If you guys don't know about this most recent April 1st, Bruce Campbell leaked an image from the new Spider-Man script showing Spider-Man talking to Ash.
No, it was from Doctor Strange.
Was it Doctor Strange?
Yeah, he shows up looking for that at that weird cabin.
Looking
for
right. Yeah.
the book.
You're right.
And he's like, you mean the Necronomicon? He's like, no, wrong book, and then leaves. As the fog fades away, it shows him standing there with the chainsaw for the hand.
Would have been perfect.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be stoked if that's actually in the movie and he's just now tricked all of us into thinking it was an April Fool's Day prank.
I wouldn't put it past Marvel to do something like that. Like give that big of a reveal and then made you instantly believe that it's full of crap.
Well, Remy puts him in every movie. So in at least a cameo format. Let's see. T3 says they can come to T3 Comics. Any of the fans wanting to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And T3 also says, Rose, look up the Fart Knockers. He's constantly trying to plug his band on the show. Every time. I don't even know if it's a real band anymore. All right. Next up on the news, Colossus. Gets a redesign.
Yeah. It's Colossus kind of big pimping. Look at that.
I hate everything about it.
Really? What is it look at the old.
Yeah.
And look at the new. Well, from the chest up, it looks good. But from the chest down.
Dude, it's terrible.
Had it just been like a full-on suit, I'd have been like, oh, hell yeah. But
okay, so first of all, how do hair follicles grow through the metal? Second,
Well, he always had hair.
but before that hair was just flat, it was more metal. Now he's got like a beard and everything. Like, come on, just stop it. Stop.
You know, like I said, from here up, just the part that we're seeing now, I like it. It has that real Russian gangster feel to it.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like somebody threw an X-Men party at the Jersey Shore. And I'm not a fan of it. Like the fluffy jacket. I mean, come on. Well, no. I'm not a fan of it.
He would get cold in the wintertime.
Next up, this one's good and bad. So, to clarify, this one is good because, people need jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that segment, it's good. This is bad because I think we're seeing the downfall of Diamond, the true downfall.
Yeah.
So, headline is on Bleeding Cool, Diamond Comics sales reps are now working for Penguin Random House. For those of you who do not know, Penguin Random House is now officially going to be handing out everything for Marvel, and Diamond will no longer be doing so. So when their sales reps are leaving and getting hired on at Penguin Random House, there's a bit of an issue there, because it seems that instead of any commercial competition, which is what we were really hoping Diamond would come up against, let's be realistic, competition breeds a fight, and that fight is ultimately always good for the end user. End user in this case being the comic fans, being local comic book shops. But in this situation, because DC and Marvel have both officially left Diamond at this point, I mean, I think what we're looking at is just a new monopoly. I think it's a matter of time before Penguin Random House has DC.
And if that's the case, the prices are going to go up, because where else is anybody going to go?
Well, and Penguin Random House is they're a great platform to print on. Don't get me wrong. However, I will also say that they are famously more expensive than Diamond ever was.
Well, as of right now, they're claiming they're going to undercut Diamond by quite a bit.
They're saying right now that there's a 50% cut for what Diamond did, which I'm a fan of. I do like that.
How long is it going to last, though? I guarantee you, as soon as Diamond closes their doors, those prices are going to go up.
And how
you're going to see it within 3 months?
How much of that cut is getting eaten by Marvel? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Disney's not going to accept less money off each book. And the only way to really make this work is if the print costs go down as well. If the print costs go down, what's that mean for the quality of the books that we're going to be looking forward to?
Yeah.
Now, again, guys, we're Crypto Comics. We are all about digital comics.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we want to see floppies go anywhere. That doesn't mean that we want to see local comic book shops go under. It's the furthest thing from the truth, actually. I mean, look what we did this last weekend, for example. That the fact of the matter is that digital and print can work hand in hand, and they can both be beneficial for the creators. What's upsetting to us is that if local comic book shops go down, where's that small local element that gets, a young kid interested in comics that turns them into a creator? Where are those next stories going to come from?
One of the cool things that Joe said when we're sitting around the table at Mile High, he held up a book and he was like, I would recommend this one. And it was Spider-Ham. And he was like, the reason being is it got a little kid to want to read.
Mm-hmm.
And that is awesome. So we don't ever want these guys to fail, honestly. We
No.
love them. We grew up on them.
No, in fact, we built our marketplace to work hand in hand with local comic book shops, whether it's, the single family owned shop down around the corner that everybody knows, all the way up to Mile High and everybody in between. I mean, the thing is that, digital's not going anywhere, but we don't want print to go anywhere either. Print will always have a place, and oh man,
that kind of reminds
we sweat a little.
With all the like Kickstarters and stuff we always get. I always end up getting the floppy version along with the digital as well.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to go anywhere, guys.
No, I mean, hopefully we're all wrong. Hopefully Diamond can figure something out of this mess. But as it looks right now, it's not looking good. It's just not. Between DC's prices going up, Marvel being specifically on Penguin Random House, Diamond's cut down now essentially to what a portion of Image I know is still on Diamond. I think Dark Horse is, but I'm not even positive on that. I think Dark Horse might even be.
I think they are. I think they are still.
I think I read
Diamond.
something that they were actually looking at handling their own logistics.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then you've got, the indie population outside of that's printing their own books, using crowdfunding campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of turmoil. You know what I mean? Coming in from chat, T3 says Diamond should deal with only indies and Rise. That would be very smart of them at this point, I think.
But they would have to lower their prices because indie
historically it's just too expensive.
Indie can't afford it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Rose Kirby says if comic book stores go, what about the people that don't do the internet and can't buy digitally? What about them? Exactly.
You're still going to see some in random places. I know Walmart is still going to carry like DC books and stuff like that.
Yeah, but see that
you're looking at trades and you're looking at the graphic novels.
Yeah.
So it's going to be harder to find the single floppy issues.
Well, and the thing is too is that so I've got my own personal distaste for buying comics at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the fact that Walmart themselves edits those books. So you are not directly supporting a creator. In my eyes, you are not directly supporting a creator by purchasing something that has been acclimated from what they wanted and converted over to fit into what Walmart thinks everyone wants. I'm a firm believer in not editing creators. I mean, we as a company have taken the stance that it doesn't matter what you want to upload as long as it's not illegal.
Mm-hmm.
We let it go. Reason being is because, who really, really matters or what really matters in this industry, from our perspective is that relationship that a collector builds with the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's indirect by buying those comic books, you still build and establish that bond. You tend to follow creators that you like. And if you're getting the edited version of the source material, you're never going to know who you actually like. Because in reality,
that all depends on who, like, what it's being edited for.
But it's not being edited for content. It's being edited so that they can get away with, telling Tidal Wave, for example, send us 10,000 books of Justin Bieber and then turn around and say, we changed our mind.
No, that kind of stuff I don't agree with. I'm saying, like, if, like, say my son came up and was like, I want to read V for Vendetta. And I was like, oh, here's an edited version of it. Okay, here you go. But that's just,
and
in
that's
those
cool.
particular circumstances.
Yeah, and I fully support you being able to get that. Don't get me wrong. But there's a different argument between having the opportunity to make that decision for yourself and your children,
Oh no, I totally agree with
or
you. What you're saying there.
having some editor that works for Walmart editing V for Vendetta before anybody else even has an opportunity to see it, because it's the only damn place you can go and get that book.
No, that's not cool. Okay,
That's what I'm getting at.
I'm saying having the option of like, hey, here's like 2 versions of the same book. One happens to have no nudity in it. Okay, now I can pick this one up for my kids. But if I want more of the adult content, I could get whichever book. Having those options, that's fine. When it comes to like editing books, like you were saying, we don't do that. We never will. But you as the crowd, you actually get to support who you want and what you want, the kind of content you want, by using your dollar as, to cast your vote. So
Rose Kirby comes out on chat, say, what if the creator of the comic has a pop-up shop bi-monthly and sells the comics? They do. They're called crowdfunding campaigns like Indiegogo and Kickstarter, as well as booths at conventions and various places online. Webtoons, Amazon, CryptoComics.com. There's plenty of places for creators to really find an outlet right now, which is the one good thing that's going on in our industry. It does make it a little more difficult as a collector to really find everything that you might be able to find in your local comic book shop, though, and that's really where we will miss local shops as they continue to have issues.
There's nothing better than going into a local comic book shop on Comic Book Wednesday, and as you're, they pull out the books that they reserve just for you, and they throw in a couple of extra. They're like, dude, you gotta check this out. I know you follow this creator. This style is a lot like theirs. Check it out, or hey, this story is so perfect. I thought of you, had to snag it. And one, it strikes up usually a 4-hour conversation on Comic Book Wednesdays.
But
you get so much more out of that.
That's true. And you're never going to get that at Walmart. You know what I mean? It's just not the case.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sucks for us to end on something that isn't positive, guys. I apologize. But our time tonight has come to an end. Hopefully you found our ridiculous content from Mile High kind of amusing. We posted it up on social media. It's also up on our YouTube channel if you guys want to see the clips. Some of them more in their entirety than others. But yeah, we had a good time. And, hopefully we'll be doing some more, off the cuff stuff like this in the future as far as conventions and things coming back on. We're really looking forward to that. But one thing to keep an eye out for is starting next week, we're really going to start rolling on the marketing for CouchCon and the next CouchCon event, which is going to be a lot
of good stuff on that.
Absolutely rad. Guys, I'm just going to word it this way because it's the only way powerful enough that I have the English terminology to handle. No bullshit. This is going to be the best CouchCon that there has been. And I can tell you an absolute honesty that some of the things that our own Jared has been working on and coming up with, and there's some pretty kick-ass stuff coming. Some of them I am excited about to the point that I had shirts already designed up for them 2 weeks ago. So there's some big names and some big elements going on with all this. So keep an eye out for that. And it's CouchCon, guys. It's so much fun. So much fun. But following CouchCon, we're also going to be doing the at-home stream for San Diego Comic-Con, or WonderCon at home, as they're calling it this year. So you guys will be able to kind of join us. And we're all going to kind of group in and attend that digitally and have some fun and tell some weird jokes, I'm sure. Have a good time and watch all the new trailers and watch everything that they've got going on there. Do that all together. I think that'll be a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have more details on that as soon as those details are released, as far as what time that'll start, on which days, the breakdown of how we're going to be doing everything. And we'll be working out all those details over the next couple of weeks so that we're ready to go there. Outside of that, we're working on getting some more spotlights together with different creators. So keep an eye peeled for that new content. And rumor has it, we might be making a TikTok account. So
you gonna do the dances?
I'm just saying, you're probably gonna see some weird shit. So we'll let you know next week when that comes through. But yeah, thank you everybody for following along with the show. We've seen a huge jump in numbers lately, and we just absolutely appreciate it. Everybody that shares these videos out, man, it's so cool. Thank you so much for doing so. It means the world to us, honestly.
It really does.
This community is fantastic, and we absolutely love you.
And I do really appreciate the fact that nobody pointed out that I need to lose some weight. So thank you, guys.
Yeah. From these fat guys to you, thank you for not dropping fat jokes on us.
Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that kind of stuff. Please
do it.
We need it.
Matt needs his hair back. Later, y'all.
I need my hair back.
In the form of a fluffy cat.
But y'all think I was going to let that die so soon? No. Later.